Sorry about. Okay, what's that coming like? Hi, I'm Sue Boo, bringing crafting to you, and today I'm going to show you how to make a 12 by 12 start again. I'm going to show you how to make a envelope for the Easter card that I made out of the 12 by 12 paper. And you'll need a piece of 12 by 12 paper because you need to cut your paper down to 9.5 by 9.5. So I'm just going to see if it's bringing it up for me. Yes, there we go. Just put in that so that we can see what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to put our 12 by 12 in at 9.5. So I'm going to cut it at 9.5. See, 9.5. So let's just bring that down into shot for you. So that's 9.5. Going to cut it. Because you're cutting it square, you want it's 9.5 by 9.5. So it's very straightforward and simple. Just right and then that I'm cut that 9.5 by 9.5 and a half. I'm going to leave my trimmer accessible, but I'm going to show you how you make it on the envelope punch board. So sorry for the camera wobble, but I will actually see on the trimmer what the measurements are. So on an envelope punch board, it will tell you 6 by 6 you need a piece of DSP or paper or even card, depending on what you want to use. 9.5 by 9.5, and we're going to put it in at 4 3/4. So we're going to put that in at 4 3/4. Then we're going to punch, and then you score. Right, there we go. And then where you've made your score mark, you put your score mark in to where this little bit is here sticking out. You make sure that that score line is exactly right with that. And then you punch again, and then you bring down to your score. You turn it again. You bring it to where exactly in the score line track. You punch it and score again, and then your final turn, you line it up again. So they're so easy to use a punch board, and making sure that that's correct, and then there we go. Right, now what happens if I haven't got a punch board? Right, so I suggest you start off the exact same measurement, and you're going to put your 9.5 sheet of paper in. You let's see, no, can I line it up? What would it line up? So that would be there, that would be there. Let's see if we can put it in. So if you hadn't got an actual punch board, there's one or two things you could do. You could just put your paper on the diagonal. You could put your card in the middle of your piece of paper, your 9.5 by 9.5, and then you could score all the way round your card, okay, on your four sides. That would be one of the ways of doing it. You could also put it in the middle of your paper, and then you could use your trimmer and remove your card and make sure you've got your paper straight and score down, and do that on each side, and then cut this with your scissors where you need the little nick out. So that would be another way of doing it. Other than that, it's if you, let's see, if you put the point in at 9.5, so if you get your piece, let's see, so let's get another piece to show you. So I'm just going to cut this down to 9.5. So let's cut it down to 9.5. Oops, would help if I'm not scoring and cutting. So I'm going to put this to 9.5 by 9.5, and I'm just going to see if it will work. So if we put that point to 9.5, so I'm going to get it at 9.5 there, and you make sure that you've absolutely got your paper straight. So try and make sure that this point here is the same distance as the point at the bottom, and when you're happy that you've done that, then score down. Okay, you're going to score down, and then bring your paper again in at 9.5 centimeters there, making sure that this point here, so you'll have this point here, and then the bottom point. I'm struggling to actually get this on. I'm not sure whether my fingers are pointing. I'm going to wait till the camera catches me up. No, I'm still out of shot. I'll put the arm in. Let's see if that will do it. So if you've got to make sure that you've got it in at 9.5 centimeters, and this point here and this point here, make sure that they are level. Make sure that you've got it exactly on your 9.5, and that this point here and this point here, and just score it, and do that on all 4 sides, and then where they cross, just cut those bits out, and you should end up with exactly the same sort of thing as what I've got. Okay, but if you've got an envelope punch board, it's really straightforward. Then all we've got to do is fold up and burnish. So fold each of your pick it up. There we go. And just make sure that your card fits in there. So we're going to put that in there, because if you put a bit of bulk in your card like I have, just do it so that you're doing it on top of your card. Sometimes it's better to face your pattern down, so let me just put that in there. So we've got the flat surface, and then I like to bring in the 2 outer ends, and I get a bit of red liner tape, and I like to just put a little bit on there like that. So I'm putting a little bit on there. Cut that. And then just bring that over. And just again, just make sure that you've got that in place. And I'm just gonna pop that over, that goes over, and that's going to secure it. Then I put my red liner tape going. I don't bother with those bits, I just start from the top there, oops, go, and just take that one more or less to the end, cut it, and then you can start the other one just below that. So our DSP is very strong, so I have no qualms with sending this through the post. As you saw earlier, I'd got some that ready to post that I'd done with DSP. Just take the red liner tape off. Get it off, then just fold that over and just give it burnish down on all those sides, and then I've just put my red liner tape again on the top, and then that on the bottom. Now of course this particular card I have not wrote who it's to yet, so I'm not going to take this red liner off, but when you're ready you would take your red liner off and seal it down. Now the reason I don't put it here and here is that it makes it easier for somebody to rip in there, okay, and undo it. Okay, so I do it that way, of just getting that, doing it with the card in when I've made a card that's got some bulk. Now this card you would need to send as a large letter because it's padded, and then you can just slip it out and then I can write on it and pop it back in and it's all ready. So that's how I make my envelopes, and I just use, you could just sellotape some white on, or I never trust like double-sided. I tend to use the labels. I'm happy to use the labels to go through the post, the labels are on the other cards that I've used, or you could use just a white bit of paper, but I would recommend that you sellotaped it all the way round to make sure it doesn't come off. But that's how I make my 6x6 envelopes that fit my cards in. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Please give me a thumbs up if that was helpful and useful for you. Thank you very much. Do appreciate that you've dropped by. Please subscribe and press the notification bell so you won't miss any of my further uploads. Thank you very much, and bye for now.